Ba 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 ba. Bum 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 bum. That's cool. Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to PixARK. How are you guys doing? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. At the request of a couple of people in the comments, we are going to do a bit of a tour of the castle so far, because it's still not finished. I've still not been working a huge amount on this. Instead, I've been over at Sauropod Town, kind of working on some stuff over there. But I figured, seeing as a couple of people asked, I would do a little bit of a tour of what we've got in the castle so far, and then we've also got some pretty exciting news about this place, and you guys will have a chance to win a copy of PixARK. But more details on that later in the video. We're going to do a quick tour of the castle grounds first, and then I'll introduce what the deal is with the competition. So for a start, we have ourselves the starter house over here, which I made a long time ago. This is just a very basic kind of thatch hut. Still has a little pen outside of it. A few of these things got trampled and destroyed as I was moving around, and I still haven't worked out exactly what you put in these flower pots. So goodness only knows. We'll probably find that out as we go. But all my original tools and stuff are still kind of stashed in there. It is still, technically speaking, home sweet home, because the sign says as much. And from there I started work on this castle, and it's kind of taken basically every episode up until now to get it to the point where it is. I also managed to start on a new set of house designs over here with this kind of rustic clay wall house, which is going to be part of a bigger village as the series progresses. Across the bridge here, the bridge which took a fairly long time to make, to be honest, because building in this game horizontally is difficult when you haven't got any supports. So there was a lot of dirt and stuff went into the bottom layer there that I still haven't quite cleared away. But anyway, this is what you came here to see. This is Pixlriffs, and the main entrance leads you straight into the dining hall, which recently won a build competition. It was one of the 3 winners selected by PixARK's community team as being an exemplary example of PixARK building. And along with Zuljin, I'm in very good company here, and another guy from the community who I don't believe was a content creator themselves, but submitted the one that won the community vote. Basically, we all won a copy of PixARK, a Steam Key for PixARK for us to give away, because obviously we already own a copy of the game. So I'm going to challenge you guys to come up with what I should add to the castle next. I want your suggestions in the comments for what I should add to this castle, because, as you'll see when we continue the tour, it is still not quite finished. So I want you guys to leave a comment based on what you see in this video. Let me know what you think this castle needs, what it could have added to it. And I'll pick my favorite answer, and I'll probably pick an answer at random, to be honest, just to make sure the competition is a little bit fair. I will shout out my favorite answer in the next video, and the random answer that gets picked will win a copy of PixARK. Now, make sure, of course, you go to Steam. You have, for a start, if you're younger and you need your parents' permission to install games, make sure you have your parents' permission, and make sure you can run the game, because this game is very graphically intensive. It's probably not going to work on like a bog standard laptop. It is only available on Windows, so make sure that you meet the specifications before you apply for this competition, because I don't want to be giving away a code for the game to somebody who can't necessarily play it, because that wouldn't be all that fair. So anyway, this is my dining hall for this castle. This is the thing that won the competition. I have tables and chairs laid out. I have candles and jars and bones on the table. Those are dodo bones, by the way. I said that in my description for the competition. I was like, don't worry, they're not human bones. These are dodo bones. I feed the scraps to the direwolf. It's fine. And this room is basically where I've collected a bunch of the stuff from the ruins, my favorite items that I picked up on my travels, including these statues and jars and broken pots, a little bit of stuff from the ice ruins, and my favorite thing of all, actually, is these golden lamps, because these stay lit regardless. They don't have any fuel or anything like that. You can't even turn them off. They basically burn constantly and provide infinite light to this room, which means it's lit up even in the dark. Those you can find in those pyramid ruins in the golden biomes and deserts. Very useful. I recommend those wholeheartedly. But in here we also have the Pix block containers, which I use to store all of my dinosaurs. Now, don't be fooled by the fact that this looks a little bit empty. It is getting very full in here, and I have another identical one on the other side that has some different dinosaurs in. We also have a couple of things around here, like a sword rack over there, which right now is holding a few copper swords, and then I think a copper bone sword. There we go. I thought it was an iron bone, but it's a copper bone sword. And the cobblebone sword is a little bit better. A little bit better than those other two. So over here to the right, first of all, we have the smelting area and workshop. So this is the place where we smelt up all our resources. It's also the place where a lot of my food and stuff gets stored. This is the preserving bin that I'm using to jerkify all the meat, which I think I have done now. I've got a lot of carrion left over in here that I'll probably be turning into sleepy potions later. But we have the smeltery in here as well. Some of the chests and stuff just storing the occasional item here and there. We have Workbench and Dye Bench over here just so we can put together anything we want to, just tinker with a little bit of stuff. And as you can see, I'm working on redecorating and redesigning the castle walls a little bit so that they have a little bit more of the color and flavor that I want. Over here into this tower, I think this is the tower we built first of all. This one basically is where I store all of the blueprints that I've collected from my travels throughout the world, including all of the firefly lanterns, all of the bamboo stuff, all of the western wood stuff, and I've even started to pick up a couple of Mediterranean blueprints from those Dilophosaurus ruins that I have already redeemed and just have duplicates of, and anything else that I want to store locally goes in this chest. If we climb up to the top of the tower here, you can see that this area is fully accessible. We've got some boxes and some barrels and all sorts of stuff around here, and that allows you to get up onto the castle walls from the outside. Now I'm wearing spring shoes, so I can travel around the castle pretty easily just by jumping up and down, but the whole thing is accessible by a system of stairs and ladders anyway, so it's pretty easy to get around this place. Now I'll head back down here, jump off the ladder, and continue on into my little storage area, which started off fairly small, I'll be honest. Like, I started this off and thought, yeah, 20 or so chests is probably all I will need. No, I need a lot more than that because there are tons of materials in this game, more than you would think. Even if you go mining, you're not going to find half of the materials that you will end up collecting during your travels because there are different types of trees in this game. There are different types of dirt blocks and sandstone and marble and all kinds of stuff, which you're not going to be able to get just by digging down in your grasslands biome. So as you can see, the area expanded out here, mostly with these normal small storage boxes, although recently I've started to make huge storage boxes, or vaults, as they're called in the crafting interface, and I will probably end up making a lot more of these when I expand this storage area properly. But as you can see, I have a little bit of room for expansion here. I do want to improve stuff around the castle a little bit, add a few more rooms, and that is where you guys come in with suggestions in the competition. So make sure you put those ideas down there in the comments. So right here we have Chompy. Chompy is my thorny lizard, and he is currently processing a bunch of rock into iron ore for me, which is taking a while because Chompy, he likes to eat slowly. He's an obsessive chewer. He definitely likes to make sure his food is well digested. So we're going to give him the time. But obviously out here, I need to put in all of my magic materials and stuff in a place. So they're going down here for now, underneath what is actually the Mage's Tower, but I will probably end up moving the storage up there later. So moving back on through the dining hall and heading over to the left instead this time, we have ourselves a little cooking area. This place didn't develop super well. I had a couple of other things in here which I ended up moving, but as you can see, I'm working on doorways and stuff that lead through to other sections of the castle, and this is not the best part of this area. The best part of this area is actually down here. Down here we have the wine cellar, my friends. And again, this is still not entirely finished. I still have to work on the design a little bit, but I'm so happy with the fact that we've got all of these barrels and boxes and the giant brewing barrels, which, now that I think about it, I haven't really used because they're not connected to water or anything like that, but we could end up brewing ourselves some juice down here, some concentrated fruit juice with the narco berries and the sour fruit juices. Those could end up being kind of useful in future. I do need to check those out at some point, but I don't have the ingredients on me now, so we will have to figure that out later. Up here in the other tower, the towers are kind of symmetrical. Over here we have the tailor's workbench, and the tailor has been basically producing the same hat over and over again. I've tried to get him to produce something different, but he says to me, Pix, you need to bring me a terror bird beak, you need to bring me a megalodon skin, you need to bring me a T-Rex skull, and I think, yeah, maybe not, because those all sound a little bit dangerous. I mean, the terror birds aren't that dangerous, but I've not been able to get one to drop its beak yet, you guys, so I'm not entirely sure what to do with the tailor. He's got these strange demands of me. Over here we have an identical platform to the other tower, and as you come back onto the battlements out here, there are these little rooms to the side that don't really have any kind of purpose yet, but then once you walk up onto this part, this is where things get interesting. In here, this is the master bedroom, which right now just has a walk-in wardrobe and very little else. I do have a couple of other plans to design some stuff for around here. But on the left-hand side of that, we have the Gunsmiths Tower. Now, this place is kind of coming together pretty well. This is Pickwick the Third. He is the dodo, and the other dodo in here occasionally lays eggs for us, which is pretty cool. I do need to make sure that's stocked up with food. The gunsmith is a hard-working man, and he has already produced several fine weapons, and I even bring him a couple of weapons from elsewhere so that he can figure out some new designs. But yeah, he's a hard-working guy. He's got a workbench of his own up here and a firearms work table, and he is working on enchanting some stuff for us. So we will see what we can end up doing with some of the more arcane and magical type of ammo that we seem to have acquired on our journeys. We've got some ice type, some fire type, some poison type, but everything we want to use with those has to be enchanted with that particular element using the firearms work table, which is a little bit complicated for me right now. So I think I will back away and let the gunsmith do his thing. But this is his kind of his workspace. He doesn't really have much of a living quarters right now. I think, to be honest, he probably ends up napping in the pen with the dodo, just cuddling it like a cat for company. But we will probably end up making a little bedroom for him up here at some point. Now, his counterpart on the opposite side of the tower, and kind of his rival, I guess, in this this whole tower is the Magician. And the Magician's Tower, I haven't quite finished the ceiling in here yet. I kind of wanted to paint all of the glass up there different colors and have it kind of dangling down from the ceiling. But we will have to figure that detail out later because, like I said, building without supports underneath it is kind of a pain. But what I've managed to do so far is have these hovering candles, sort of inspired by the Hogwarts castle in the Harry Potter movies, where all of the candles seem to be floating in midair. And we got this big old ladder that lets us climb up to the top of the tower, where I keep the noisiest and most annoying thing in the game, the alchemical stove. Because this thing is really useful because it transmutes all of your water stones and into water essence, all of your dark magic stones into dark magic essence, and so forth. But it makes a heck of a noise. Like, that tinkling noise in the background gets really, really irritating. And so I decided when I was building this place, I needed to build it tall enough that could be put in a way where it wouldn't be, I wouldn't hear it all of the time, because the noise is maddening after a while. That was originally in the kitchen, but I had to move it. I demolished it and moved it, because, boy, that thing makes a terrible, terrible noise. So, that is more or less it for the stuff in the castle I have built so far, except for this little area down here, which is still a work in progress, hasn't changed much since the last time you saw it, but this is the industrial smelting room, and down here it's going to be a little bit more modern. I'm still waiting on some of the blocks that I want to find in the Mediterranean palette, the Mediterranean style blocks that we have in the Architecture Mastery that we have to find the blueprints for. Apparently the Mediterranean walls are basically plain white, which kind of look like maybe quartz from Minecraft or something like that. Something that looks very kind of clean lines is what I'm after. I want it to look a little bit like the testing chambers from Portal, stuff like that. So I'm waiting on decorating this place properly, but this is where we're going to start the more industrial stuff. Got our industrial smelter over here, which is currently not running because we don't have anything that we need to turn into steel. Doesn't even have anything left in there. We got a power generator, which will eventually be running electricity all over the castle, and this place is going to be a hub of all of the more industrial stuff. The stuff that I want to hide from the surface, because on the surface this place looks like a rustic kind of medieval castle, maybe with a touch of magic here and there, but then downstairs that's where the true magic happens. That's where the industry takes place. So I will end up redecorating that at some point. So that is the castle. That is the castle as it currently stands. And like I said, you guys can help me out. You can help me out a little bit with what exactly we're going to do with this place. So leave a comment down in the comments below if you have an idea for what I should build in this castle. Like I said, I will probably be picking my favorite and building it, as well as awarding one of you guys the chance to win a PixARK Steam Key. We will choose the winner at random. Best of luck, everyone. And now, on with the rest of the episode. There are new things, my friends. New things. We have ourselves a couple of new things being added to the game, which is very exciting, very cool. Like last time, we have a little bit of recent additions, the first of which, war drums. Let's check these out. These say they let everyone around hear the power of your tribe. You need some wood, some thatch, some leather, and some fiber, all of which I think we can conjure up with the supplies I've got around us. And I want to see what this thing can do. I'm going to make a couple of these, and if they could be placed somewhere in the world, that would be really awesome as well. I don't think that's actually possible, but we may as well try. Looks like I've got the thatch. The wood we probably need a little bit more of, which we will find in here somewhere, possibly in this box below. No, that's all of the dark wood. Okay, we'll grab this one, And can we make war drums now? Nope, we need a little bit more thatch. Okay, well, that is nice and simple. I will go around here and just pick up a little bit myself instead of going to the dinos for that, because we rarely need a huge amount of thatch at a time. Now we can make them. Oh, if we type in the right thing. War drums. Oh, my days. I do not know what to expect. Oh, they are a placeable thing. Ah. Now, these we can put in the Great Hall. These will be a fantastic decoration in here. A little bit of entertainment, some music. Oh, yes. Dude, if this is like a drum kit, this could even be like the throne. It could be. But maybe we should put them just off to one side here. Yeah, maybe 2 identical sets on either side would be really cool. Can we make another one of those? We don't have the materials right now. What else do we need? War drums. Some more thatch again. No surprise. We can sit. Oh. Dude, this is incredible. Bum, 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 bum. I don't know if there's any other sounds you can have here, but can you imagine like having everybody playing this on a server synchronized? Bum, 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 bum. Ba, 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 ba. Bum, 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 bum. That's cool. I gotta say, that's pretty cool. I want another set of those. I'm gonna make another set to have them side by side on the throne. Let's run out the front door and grab a little bit more thatch. Thank you. Don't mind if I do. Dude, I'm so excited that there's a little bit more stuff we can use to decorate the Great Hall here. Things were starting to look a little bit sparse, but yeah, don't they look good on the throne room right there? Okay, war drums. One more set. And I think we will be good with that. This is not the only new thing, by the way. There are a couple of other things which I have not yet found in the engrams, but I will take another look shortly. Is it there? Is that going to be kind of symmetrical? If we put it right there, yes. That looks cool. I got to say that the direwolf is kind of in the way right now. Maybe we should ride you out of the. Oh, your levels have gone up. Exciting. Let's pump your damage a little bit. There we go. Probably give you a little bit of food as well if I've got it on me. There you go. You're probably getting a little hungry. There we go. Don't want our direwolves getting hangry, do we? Cool. That's nice. That's nice. I like that a lot. Okay, so what is next? What next do we have in the little engrams here? There was war drums. There was something else over here that I spotted. There are a couple of things that have been added recently, like the ceiling braziers and stuff like that I never really looked at. This, we can have ourselves a fireplace now. And again, this needs a few. It's a more complex recipe. It needs a couple of ingredients. We've got a bit of stone, wood, flint, and that looked like fiber as well. So we can gather up those supplies and make ourselves one of these. And you'll find these in the crafting section of the structures. Oh, it was thatch. Of course, we need a bit more thatch, right? Let me grab one more or 2 more out of here. Fantastic. Yes, so these actually have the function of keeping your rooms warm when you're in cold biomes. Like if you end up, it keeps a large area very warm and provides light. So if you end up building a base in a colder biome, which, to be honest, right now is kind of suicidal unless you've got really good gear. There we go. We could even put that in here. We could maybe put that in here, and it would be a solid alternative to this, although I don't know if it's got the practical application that the campfire does. So maybe we should install it somewhere. Yeah, and it's got to be out from the wall a little bit as well. So it's a little bit awkward right now. Maybe we'll put another one. We'll put it here instead. There you go. So it kind of goes right there. Does this allow you to cook stuff? Oh, it does. Oh, that's actually really nice, because that seems like an upgrade in terms of what you can build from the campfires. Right, well, we can demolish this section then, install that over here instead, as long as the chimney thing doesn't interfere with the ceilings, but it didn't seem to when we made it just there. And you can cook stuff on it. Lovely. That's actually really nice. And I guess you have to put fuel and stuff in there, put some coal in there so it'll burn for longer, that kind of thing. Very cool. Very cool. A fireplace, guys. And that actually looks really nice. It blends in very well with the stone brick of the castle, so that's pretty good. I like that a lot. Now, there is one more thing that I need to hunt down in here, and I think it might be in either metallurgy or the industrial section. There we go. It's a level 80 thing, though. An industrial grinder. Now, the grinder, apparently, from what I've heard, allows you to break stuff down into its component parts again. So if there's stuff that you find in loot or stuff that you've crafted yourself that you realize you don't want to use anymore, you can actually end up converting it back into its basic resources. Probably you lose a little bit in the process, because otherwise that would be kind of cheap, just being able to get a ton of resources just from grinding up gear that you'd found. But it would be pretty useful if you could turn some like old tools and stuff back into iron or back into steel, stuff that you've already gathered from other places, or stuff that you've made and you no longer use. Any kind of steel bone stuff that you found better alternatives for, you could end up turning that back into steel and bone parts or something like that. That would be really, really nice. So that's going to be something else to work towards as we approach level 80, along with the sauropod platform saddles that I need in Sauropod City, which has been going over a few changes lately. And it's a small thing, but it's something I've been working on off camera here. I want to lay out some proper like roads and stuff before. Do you mind here, buddy? Yep, you're going to get wrecked by my Quetzal. There we go. This section here, I've actually started plotting out roads and stuff, because I want this place to be a fairly expansive town. And hello, excuse me, do you mind? Yeah, there you go. I've even got another Pteranodon over here that I managed to capture. And yeah, this place is going to end up being fairly big. This is kind of part of a project that I would love to do if we had like a lot of mileage out of this game. And you guys have been keeping up the views so far, so I really want to thank you guys for sticking around through this series the entire time. But I want to make a base in every biome, ultimately. Like, if this series has the legs, and it might not, depending on how much I have to get back into Minecraft and how much spare time I have once the new Minecraft update launches, but I want to make this into a mining town with the sauropods as part of the infrastructure and houses built on top of them and stuff. I kind of want to build like an Arctic lodge kind of thing in one of the frozen biomes. I would love to build a desert city in one of the deserts. This map could become really, really super developed. But you guys have got to keep up the views. You guys have got to spread the love on this series, and make sure you let people know that this series is going on if they're interested in finding some PixARK content, and maybe people have been dropping off the game but you think it's still worth a look. That would be absolutely amazing for you guys. I would absolutely love you guys for that, because I'm having a lot of fun with this game, and I kind of don't want the experience to end, but ultimately, with my YouTube channel being a thing, I've got to kind of go where the views are, and especially if everyone's getting back into Minecraft and stuff like that, that might end up being my focus. But you never know what's on the horizon, my friends, so I'll leave that in your hands, and thank you guys for watching this episode. My name has been Pixlriffs. I really hope you enjoyed the tour of the castle today and the look at the other projects we've been getting on with. Leave a like on the episode if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Don't forget to leave a comment down below if you want to enter the competition, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.